Hi, it's Miss Jane, and in this video, I'll be discussing my solution for the remote control assignment. So in this task, basically, what we have to build is a remote controller with a timer. So this timer basically is gonna go for integers from -0 as descending with some delay. And if we click on the power button while going on any number, from this number, we restart and go as ascending. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the tools that I use in here. First, surely the Arduino itself. Also, here we have the remote controller that's going to contain the power button and to control our timer or counter, as we can call it. And also the input sensor. This is basically a receiver to receive the data or the values that we have. And this is called a 7 display or 7-segment display. It has the eight buttons or pens that we connect them with the outputs. So basically here it started from A to G and we connect them from 2 to 8 outputs. So I connected like A with 2, B with 3, and so on until you have the G connected with the A output. And also I have here surely a resistor. And why we need it? Because simply we don't want to get an extra voltage, because if we get an extra voltage, this is gonna burn or we'll get some issues. So here we have the resistor. It's gonna be connected with the ground with any common button here in the display. So let's start simulation and see how it's gonna work. So it's starting from 9, it's gonna go now descending with 8 and so on. Okay, so if I click the power button here at 5, this is because of the delay happens, but it starts going up as ascending. So here we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's have a little bit on the code and see what we're doing here. First of all, I included the IR remote library. This library is going to allow me to access different functions. So that functions that will help me to build this whole Arduino thing. So first of all, from the IR receive, I've created an object called my receiver, and I passed the pin that the output pin that I use for the receiver, which is 11. As you can see right here, the output pin is 11, so I passed it. And also I made a variable from the decode results, and it's called result, so I started the result in it. And here I have the current number 9 because I always start from 9 as descending. And here I have the integer variable that's called state, and this is going to be 1 if I have descending order, and 0 if I have ascending order. And here in the void setup function, what we basically did is by using the object that I've created before, I call the enable IR in function, and this function is going to enable the Arduino to start working for me. And then here from the serial.begin and pass this number to it is going to start my Arduino to work. And here I made a simple for loop, and this for loop is going to start from 2 until 8 because I want, and this is simply like shows what I did right here. This shows that I have the pin mode starting from I and pass the output to it. So it is I passing the output for 2, 3, 4 until 8. Here I've created an extra function, and this is called let on. This function is going to take like a string. And what kind of string is it? If you can notice right here, if I am going to present like number 7, these lights are going to be on high, I mean, And if you can see like in this picture, this buttons means that we have A, B, and C. So what we did here simply is, first of all, I made the whole 8 pens as low, so I turned them off. And here I have the size. This is the size of the string that I just talked about. And here I make sure that this string, I didn't reach the end of it, because when I reach this zero thing, like the null, that means that I reached the end of the string. Here I have a for loop, and this for loop is going to take the numbers starting from, like, say if I have a capital, the ASCII code for a capital is 65. So 65 minus 63 is 2. So I'll start going from 2. And this 2 is going to be passed as high or on, and so on. So if you can notice right here in the void loop function, I first make sure that by using the object I call the decode function that takes the result. So here I make sure that I have the result, I receive the value, and here I make sure that this value is equal to this hexa number. This hexa number represents the power button of this power button of the remote control, because we wanted to make the movement um, upon this, or upon clicking this button. And here, if the state that I made right here is equals to non-state, that means if the state is 1 or descending, I'll make it 0. And if it's 0, I'll make it 1. And this is what we want. What we want in this task is if I'm going down like 9, 8, and 7, and on 7 I clicked on this power button. If it's going descending, it's going to go ascending, and vice versa. And here, surely I made the resume function because we don't want it like to stop at any moment. And here in the switch, I pass the caret number, which is 9 first. So if the case is 9, so if you can notice, this is the lids that's gonna light for 9, in case of 9. Here you can see them. Like if you can see 9, that's going to be like that. So it's going to be C, B, A, F, and G. And this we'll call on the lid on function. So as we saw right here in the lid on function, we count them, we put them all for low at first, and means turned off, and then we we here check the size and check the within region null, and we keep on just here. So I use the digital write function only once. So I only let or turn on high these characters that's gonna lie on number 9, for example. And this is all the same for all cases where we have 8, 7, 6 until 0. And for the default, it's gonna break because the default is simply 9. Okay, last but not least right here, I checked if the state I have is I'm going to descend. I'm gonna descend it. I have to make sure that the current number is not equal 0, because if I wanna make it minus minus and I'm going as descending, I'll reach the negative part, which is not applicable. So I made sure that the current number isn't 0. And the same thing here, if I'm going to add and go ascending, I have to make sure that the current number is not greater than or equal to 9. It's not equal to 9. And here I made this delay function. Simply I passed 10,000 microseconds, which is 1 second delay between displaying one number and another. I hope that was so clear for you, and thank you.